Hello everyone, and welcome to our Local Community Fund live webinar. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and it's great to see that there's so many people online as well, so that's always a bonus. So just let me introduce myself. My name is April and this is Kev, and we both work on the Local Community Fund. So we've actually been involved in supporting the fund for the last 3 years. And it's something that we're really proud to be part of.
Yeah, definitely.
As a co-op, we support local communities, and that's at the heart of everything that we do. So the actual Local Community Fund is a really great example of how we put those values and principles into practice. Since we launched the fund 3 years ago, we've actually shared over £56 million with local causes, which is a really staggering amount of money.
Unbelievable.
But more than that, it's more to do with the impact and the difference that's making in local communities. So we know that our colleagues are really proud of that commitment that we've shown to local communities through the fund. So the purpose of this webinar this evening is, one, to welcome you, our new Round 5 causes.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
And we really want this opportunity, really. It was a great time to bring all of the Round 5 causes together, so you can find out how you can make the most of the fund and this funding partnership, this unique funding partnership. We'll do it's going to run about 15 minutes in terms of us covering various aspects of the fund, and then there'll be an opportunity also to ask questions, so feel free to put a comment on the YouTube section and you can ask away, and then we'll pick those up. We've got some colleagues with us who are hopefully going to capture some themes, and then we'll hopefully reply to some of them at the end of the session as well. So the purpose of this section is really to find out how the Local Community Fund works. We'll talk about the importance of membership. Kevin's going to run through some ideas about useful tools and techniques and resources about how to promote your cause. And then obviously there'll be the Q&A session. So over to you, Kev.
Okay, so the co-op membership is pretty simple. You can earn yourself 5% every time you shop in store, and 1% can go to your local cause in your community. So every time that you shop at co-op or you select one of the services, 1% can go to a local cause in your community. This includes products from the food and services purchased from funeral care and legal services as well. So it's not just every time you shop in food store, there is other outlets to earn your 1% back. For more information on what we do support as part of our 1% back, the terms and conditions are on our membership page, so don't worry, no legal jargon, it's pretty straightforward. If I can understand it, and if April can understand it, anyone can understand it. So it's pretty straightforward. It's written in layman's terms, so it just gives you a better idea of how you can earn your 1% and using what products and food items and stuff. So that 1% that you're earning is distributed to causes throughout the Local Community Fund. This allows us to support projects that align along our community plan, which focus on spaces, skills and well-being. Ultimately, the more members who shop with us and choose you as their cause, the more money you're going to receive. To put it in a nutshell, the stronger co-op, stronger communities. Okay, and I'll pass that over to April.
So obviously one of the important elements of this fund really that drives the whole thing is our co-op members. So obviously as Kevin said, when a member generates purchases products or services from us, they can donate their 1% to local causes just like you. So what would be great is if you can encourage your supporters to actually become co-op members. That's really important because obviously they need to become members in order to benefit from that 5 and 1 offer. It costs just £1 to become a member. It means that you get to own part of the business and actually have a say in how it runs. So that's fantastic in its own right. But obviously you have this added benefit of being able to do something really good in your community just simply by shopping and purchasing things from us, which is fantastic. So all you need to do is encourage your supporters to join, to become co-op members. That's online. We've shared that email link before, but it's essentially at coop.co.uk /membership. And then if you're a member, to choose your actual cause, all you need to do is log into your membership account, and then you'll see 3 local causes that are in your local community. So you can choose one of them. There's also a functionality, if you scroll further down the web page, there's a functionality to be able to see causes up to 5, 10 and 15 miles away. So again, that kind of offers you another, about up to 30 causes.
30 causes over 50-mile radius.
Which is quite incredible. You're going to have a lot to choose from. It's difficult, isn't it? But we know that obviously all worthy causes like yourselves, you know, our members are really keen to support them and donate that 1%. The other thing is that we... excuse me, sorry. We want to make sure that those members can also like look at doing other things as well. So there's other opportunities, the URL, the unique link, Kevin will talk about shortly as well. What you need to know is that a member can actually change a cause at any time within a funding period. So technically you could change it on a daily basis, but we find that actually a member tends to choose a cause and stays with that cause because obviously it's something close to their heart, something that they believe in. I think one of the other common questions that comes out is people saying, oh, do members only earn that 1% if they shop in my local co-op that I'm linked to? And that isn't the case. So basically, as long as that member's chosen you as their cause, they will earn that 1% for you regardless of where they trade throughout the whole of the UK shopping with the co-op group. So that's a really important thing. So you were actually on holiday recently, weren't you?
Yeah, so last week I was on holiday with the wife and the young baby, and we went to York, and we saw there was a lovely store in York, a co-op shop. Went in there, got our bits that we needed to survive while we were out and about in York. And my football club benefited on the back of it from the 1%. So you literally can earn that 1% in any store that you shop in.
Yeah, so there's a greater emphasis there, isn't there, in terms of members being able to, you know, be anywhere and still earn that money for your cause.
Just don't forget your membership card. It's a bit of an awkward. Don't always have your membership card to swipe it.
That's a good point. I guess one of the other key things to say is if a member doesn't choose a cause by the end of the funding round, then that money will be shared equally amongst the causes in the community and also the Co-op Foundation, which is the Co-op's charity. So it's really important that you do encourage your members to choose you as their cause. Don't rely on that unallocated money at the end. And so I guess the nuts and bolts now really. Kevin's going to talk about some real practical ways that you can start to raise your profile, the things that you can do right now to start kind of making sure people know that you're involved in the Co-op Local Community Fund, and also then the important bit about encouraging members to choose you as their cause.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's an awareness piece. You're wanting to get it out there. You want it to be in the public forum that you're part of the local community fund. And there's loads of little hints and tips, hopefully, now that will help you in getting that out there. First and foremost, you would have received it in an email already. It's a unique link to your cause profile page. That's on the Co-op membership site. What that is a dedicated profile page for yourself with stuff that we've pulled from your application, image, what your project's about, how it's bringing the community together. That's all on there. Basically, you're able to share that unique link to whoever you want across your social media network, across your own networks, working networks, and people are able to select you up and down the country, if I'm honest with you. So it's important that you get that out there. It's really straightforward. Once you've shared that link to someone, it'll ask you to, when you click on it, it'll ask you to, do you want to select this cause and support them? You just press yeah, and that's it. It's done and dusted in one click. So it is relatively straightforward. It's your best and also quickest way of getting out there to promote your cause and your application. So really straightforward. Again, I'm going to talk about stuff that you would have received in your previous email. I think last week there was a press release template that we put in there. Basically, our PR team have drafted together a little PR story that you're able to edit and put in your bits and bobs about your cause, and then from there share it with your local press. Again, share it on your social media networks. It's all about making a bit of a buzz. You're excited to be part of the fund. The more people are enthused and supporting and selecting your cause, the more money you're going to receive. So it's really important to get it out there. Don't ever feel embarrassed or shy about getting it out. the more people who know, the more people you earn, to put it bluntly. So get it out there, get them selecting you as a cause, and get it promoted. That's the important part behind it.
Those press releases have actually proved really well as well last year. So we shared a template last year.
Yeah, it was massive, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the causes actually then populated that with their own information. Sometimes sent a photo as well to the editor, and it was featured. So we know that's proved really popular.
It's tried and tested. It's tried and tested. It is really good practice to just get that out there in the public forum. So we'd strongly suggest you have a little look at that. I can hear people scurrying to the email now and checking the template, because I'd imagine it's not being looked at.
Read your emails.
Read your emails, because it's me sending it. So I need to start reading your emails. So the PR, really important. For me, love social media. I think it's the best way to get your cause out there, what your project is out there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any opportunity you can share on social media about the fantastic stuff that you're already doing, about your project, get it out there, get it shared as much as you can do, because the more people, again, who see it, the more people it falls into their knowledge, that they know about it, the more likely they are to select you as a cause. So I think it's really important to put it across all your social media networks. Get all your supporters, parents, friends, family, your nana and granddad, if they know how to use these these platforms, unbelievable. Get them to use it as well. What I would say, if you use a hashtag, there's a certain hashtag we use, it's called It's What We Do. If you use that hashtag, it'll allow you, if you click on it, to view other like-minded causes and see what they're doing, and it's a way to really wrap it all together, and you can see obviously what other people are doing as well. I wouldn't say nick ideas, but it's good to borrow and see what works well for yourself. But there's so much information out there already. Have a little look around. I think it's really important. Another thing which I spend most of my life on is the Co-op Communities page. I'm responding 24 hours a day at the moment on there. That will have to stop soon, sooner rather than later. There's over 3,000 people on there, like-minded people like yourselves, who are either running a cause or involved in a cause, enthusiastic about making a difference in the community. There's loads of like-minded people on there. So what I would say is go on Facebook, search on Co-op Communities, ask yourself to join. The approval on it is within 24 hours. That's just been confirmed. So the approval is 24 hours to join into that group. It's fantastic to share knowledge. In there, there's causes from previous round as well who are in the process of receiving money as part of the big co-op payout. 17.3 million, no big deal. So yeah, by all means, put your comments on there, your good work you're already doing, share it, embrace the elements of being cooperative on that forum. If you can, use it as an opportunity to promote what you're doing, what works well, what you've thought didn't well, because that way you can share and learn off each other, and that's what we're trying to build with the Co-op Communities page. So I can't recommend it enough. I know I spent most of yesterday talking to a lot of people about the webinar. I know there was a lot of excitement, and I did promise I'd answer a lot of them questions from there, so hopefully at some point in the Q&A we'll answer them questions as well. So Co-op Communities page, Facebook, Co-op Communities, it's unbelievable. And real basic, straightforward, simple, no cost at all, is the notice boards in store. Every store will have a notice board. Put yourself a poster up there, what you're trying to achieve, what your project is. It costs nothing. People walk past getting the bread, the milk, they see this stuff, so it's free advertisements. I can't recommend that enough. Just go into your local store, speak to your store manager, and they'll be able to put that up on their notice board, and it's relatively straightforward. One thing that we are working on at the moment, and as I'm sure you can appreciate, with round 4 closing, round 5 opening, and also the rather large payout, we've been a little bit busy, but we're in the process of completing the promotional guide. There is one on there at the moment which is using cartoons and whatnot. That was for the previous round. What we want to do is sort of give it a real fresh new approach. So we're working on that now, trying to bring that to life, and you should have that in the next few weeks. Yeah. Hopefully it's going to be full of hints and tips. Hopefully like this video is. So lots of information is going to be on there. So look out for that one. It'll be in your email that I hope that you all open and look at and spend time reading. Can't stress that enough. But they're the best ways to promote your cause.
Yeah, brilliant.
Sorry, I waffled on a bit there, but no. I love talking about cause profile page. Sorry.
Yeah, and you know, all the things that you talked about, like social media, obviously is, yeah. You know, a lot of that stuff, it's all free, it's all there at the touch of a button and easy to get the words out, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, that's a really good summary. Thanks, Kev.
Thanks, April.
Seamless. So I wanted to talk about kind of another element really of what will help you as a cause in terms of developing stronger links and making the most out of the fund. We think it's a really good thing to do is to develop good relations with colleagues in your local communities. So whether that is, you know, our food colleagues or our colleagues in funeral care, they are very much willing and wanting to support local causes like yourselves. So it's important that they reach out to you, you reach out to them, and with that opportunity of obviously developing that partnership for the duration of the funding period. We mentioned last week in our email though that obviously we're at a really kind of busy period for our business. Obviously coming up to Christmas time, it's very busy in our food stores, etc. So what we didn't want to do was kind of put our colleagues under kind of any unnecessary pressure while they've obviously got some core things to sort. But what we've decided to do is we've actually allocated hours to our colleagues in food stores in January. So we think that's a perfect time to do like an official welcome. So it'll be a great opportunity. Our colleagues will reach out to you in January and we'll actually invite you into store. Hopefully there might be a cup of tea as well. And an opportunity really for you to for them to really kind of understand what your cause is about, what you do and what you're actually raising money for. Because I think at the end of the day, you know, they're going to be your greatest ambassadors. You know, they see day in, day out our customers and members coming into store. And it's a great way for them to be able to say, do you know who we're supporting in our local community through the 1% and our local community funds? So, and we know that partnership has been really well received by our local causes in the past few rounds, really strengthened relationships. Some causes have invited our colleagues to come and see their project in action once they've received the money, and that kind of relationship doesn't end at the end of the funding cycle. So I think that's really positive. So yeah, do encourage you to be you know, willing and able to get involved and support our colleagues. But like I say, one for the diary will be January 2020 and the official welcome.
Yeah, thanks April. And the last thing I suppose to add is that the co-op has something called Member Pioneers. Now, the Member Pioneers are another way to connect with co-op colleagues. Basically, Member Pioneers bring people together to make a difference in the communities. I'm speaking from the heart because I'm also a Member Pioneer as well as everything else I do in my life. So the spare hours I do have, I'm also a Member Pioneer in the Ormskirk area. So I see the value that a Member Pioneer can bring to local causes and that really make a difference together. So we've recruited almost 600 pioneers up and down the country. That might sound like a lot, but there's still more to go because we're going to try and get a member pioneer in every single community, and that's the real ambition and drive behind it all. It's already a massive success, so we keep adding to that. The member pioneers, their job is to bring people together and work with our colleagues in store and funeral care and the causes to try and help them deliver community initiative and projects, that kind of thing. So if you've got a member pioneer in your area, we're going to drop you an email in the next week or so, just giving you their details, telling you to touch base. No harm in speaking to them at the moment. Obviously, going to stores till January. There's no harm with you wanting to meet up with your local member pioneer if you've got one. Have a cup of tea, talk about what your plan is, even get some hints and tips off them about what works, what they've thought worked for them in the past. It's a really exciting time to be a part of the local community fund, and I hope to God that you appreciate just being involved in it. It's going to be a fantastic year, all going well. So get connecting to your local colleagues.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that's pretty much it, I guess, in a nutshell.
We might have gone over. Sorry about that.
Obviously, it's been a bit of a whistle-stop tour. There's a lot of kinds of things to think about as part of that webinar, but I hope that's kind of helped give you a bit of a greater understanding about how the fund works and the importance of encouraging members to choose you as their cause. and hopefully raising your profile. But we've just received a few questions that are coming in, so I understand there's a few themes.
Hot off the press. Hot off the press.
So we'll talk through some of those questions and see if we can answer some of them now. So what have you got, Kev?
So that one's difficult. I'm just going to pass that one over to April, my manager.
Thank you so much.
No problem, April.
So that is help email for password issues.
Yeah, so if you know what that means, can you just let us know in the comments below?
I don't know what the password issues
I would
means.
imagine that's referring to logging into the membership page. That's one where you'd have to call the contact centre, the CSC, to try and help them with their membership login details.
Oh, membership?
Yeah.
Okay, because we don't have...
There's not actually any login for the local community fund as such. Your cause itself has a membership profile page, which is live, and that's it. But everyone who's set up as a member has access to select a cause from there. So that sort of issue is not really local community fund related. That's why I quickly passed that over to my manager.
Thanks. So that would be... So if you do have a membership query, that needs to go to our membership helpline or contact centre, and the details available on our website. Yeah. So that's all you need to do with that, but that's not necessarily related to the fund. So the next question is, when is final payment and how is it sent? So we did send some information with some timelines on. So the funding period actually ends on the 24th of October next year. Yeah. And there'll be 2 payouts. So one payout will be in April next year, and then the final payout will be after the funding round ends. So that will be November 2020. So hopefully we can send reminders, obviously, at the time. In terms of how it's sent, I'm presuming how you receive the money, you will have provided us with your cause bank account details at the time when you applied. And so that will be processed via a BACS transfer. So you'll receive that. And we'll also, at the time of payout, we'll always email you to confirm what that amount is officially as well.
Yeah, no, nice easy one for me. Which stores support my cause and how to find the list. So hopefully we've answered that one about it's not actually just an individual store who would support you. However, we did email last week a list of who your local stores were in your community. I would advise you to look at last week's email with a full breakdown of who your local stores are, who will be helping with activity, payout day when it moves ahead to next year, that kind of stuff. But the best thing I can say is have a look at the email previously sent. We're more than likely to send probably a refresher in January, in case anything's been missed, in case contact details have changed, anything like that. We will send a refresher email out, just to give you another breakdown of who your local stores are, also Pioneer. So all that information is going to be in another follow-on email. If you want to know the answer now, I would say check last Friday's email, 6 p.m. sent by me.
And then we've got another one, which is how do you update information on the cause profile page. So the cause profile page was actually created using the copy that you provided in your original application form, which we obviously made you aware of at the time when you applied. So we extract elements of that application, and then we use that to create this special web page so members can see what you're doing and why you're doing it. So if there's information on there that you think is now incorrect, then yes, you do need to email us at communityteam@coop.co.uk. So that's for obviously things like, we have reached out to people where the photographs haven't been good enough quality. Yeah. That was a really important one, because obviously that's quite important. And if we've got screens in our food stores, you'll see your cause being advertised again on the screen, it's all great publicity. It's great awareness with our members. What we can't do though is if you're wanting to change something like the actual essence of the project, then we need to have a look at that, because essentially we've already made a commitment out, and those members are going to start choosing you based on what you've told them. So there's not a huge amount of flexibility to change, but it's at our discretion, and we would need to just assess that. So if there's something critical in that page that's incorrect, factually incorrect, we're happy to change it. but that's essentially it. It's not that we've got an army of people to kind of do huge modifications. I guess for us, the important things are around if details change. So actually more than the cause profile page itself, but also our own records. So we keep 2 contact details on record, which you provided in the application form. We know that obviously people move around, unfortunately people leave organisations. So what may happen is if one of your key contacts have changed, then you must let us know who an alternative contact is, because it's important that we always have 2 contacts for every cause. And also, if for any reason the status of your cause changes, so you might have, no longer be a registered charity, for example, we will need to do additional checks and may require governing documents or something like that. So please notify us using communityteam@coop.co.uk, and that will allow us to just do some investigations basically. But we're always here to help, and I think the important thing is about, bearing in mind we're working with, on this round, 4,500 causes, please give us as much information as possible. So who you are, the name of your cause, and your cause ID. And we'll send that on to you, because it's really important, because that's the unique thing that we can find you easily on our systems. So
just to touch, sorry to interrupt you, just touching on your cause ID, if you've got your unique link, it's the last 5 digits at the top of it is also your cause ID, so it's handy to know. It helps us identify it straight away, so it's something worth bearing in mind.
Yeah, sorry. You did have an interesting one today, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Moving swiftly on to nice 2 questions. Issues not receiving emails, what to do? Okay, so I would say email the community team at coop.co.uk mailbox. Again, put down your name, your cause, identify your cause ID if you can, and I'll investigate that for you. I'll look into that. Hopefully it's relatively straightforward. And I can do some investigation and find out why you haven't been receiving emails. But,
so is that our official emails?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah. But I'll look into that. So by all means, drop me an email at the community team at the community team at coop.co.uk, and I'll pick that up and be able to respond for you straight away.
Okay. And I was going to say, the other thing on that, we as a local community fund team, we're here to help. So what we'll do is, on a monthly basis during the whole of the funding period, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. If there's any kind of good practice that we've seen, we'll share that. We'll send you a reminder of how much you've earned, etc. So we'll always be, you'll always be receiving regular monthly emails from us between now and next October. So yeah, keep an eye out for them. And it might be that, so for example, that person who says about the email, it could be that if it's going to a general email in your organisation, that someone might be opening it and possibly deleting it. So please make sure that the right people are receiving these emails, because you don't want to miss out.
I think just to finish on, because we are approaching our 30 minutes allowance, a question's come in, says, does the money need to be spent by a certain date? Really good question. Again, I feel that you're the best person to answer that one.
Thanks, Kevin.
No problem.
So we found our research tends to find that local causes tend to spend that money within a 6-month period after receiving the money. So we don't push in that sense, in terms of it's important that you're doing the right things with the money, and the things that you committed to do is more important. So we'll reach out to you about 6 months after you've received your final payment, and then if you haven't spent the money at that point, or only spent part of the money, that's fine. We will continue to contact causes for another 3 to 6 months after that, just again to get a sense check of how you're getting on. And obviously, as part of that follow-up, we'll also ask you to fill in end of project reports as well. So, getting a bit of an insight. How did you spend the money? How has it made a difference? How many people have you helped as a result of it? So, we do welcome you to complete those surveys for us and those reports, and sharing photographs, which is so important. Obviously, it feels like a long way away because it's still like another 12 months, isn't it, till the next end of the funding period.
Long
but
time.
if you're thinking about what we're going to be doing in the next 2 weeks, actually, it's probably a nice gateway into that. Is obviously we've got a celebration big co-op payout coming up, which is from the 20th to the 23rd of November. So hopefully you'll see some kinds of celebration activities happening in your local communities and in your co-op outlets. And you know, just think this time next year, you're going to be in that position celebrating and thanking our co-op members for the money they've raised for your project. So although it might seem a long way away, you know, there's something to kind of see that's really tangible that's happening right now. So, you know, and we're getting loads of really positive responses from causes already who've, you know, just, you know, seen the kind of final amount come in and are obviously really delighted about the kind of the impact that's going to make. So, yeah, we're looking forward to working with you over the next 12 months. We know our local colleagues are as well. And thank you so much for joining us.
Cheers, thanks guys. Hit the subscribe button.